I'm an anomalist and a parapsychological researcher. I've been doing this for about 30 years. And my background in this arena actually started from, I have a background in magic and illusion. So I am equipped to be able to look for things that are fraudulent or not real, and things that obviously have an explanation to them. I spent a good amount of time in understanding the parapsychological method. I worked with a parapsychologist who went through hundreds of cases, embracing the parapsychological method and investigating cases like that. And then after that, I spent another dozen years with a scientific firm, and that's where I learned to become an anomalist. And anomalistics is a very scientific way of assessing anomalies. An anomaly is everything under the umbrella that's considered paranormal, supernatural. Ghosts, poltergeists, demonic possessions, witchcraft, magic, strange creatures, UFOs, all these things that are considered extraordinary are anomalies. And as a scientific team, we went out to investigate these. And as a scientific team, 70 to 80% of those cases, we found rational explanations. There were other explanations for them. But there was a 20 to 30% that we just could not explain. Even with state-of-the-art technology that was involved, these phenomena defied the laws of nature and physics. After that stint with that scientific group, I've been spending basically the last 12, 13 years as a private consultant. I go all over the world. I'm brought in to assess some kind of phenomenon that's happening. If it's an exorcist with an archdiocese doing an exorcism and something's happening that is not supposed to happen, they would bring me in to get my feedback from an anomalous standpoint, from a parapsychological standpoint. If it is some kind of strange creature, or maybe someone claims that they were abducted by aliens and there's some kind of physical evidence there which is extraordinary, again, that client would bring me in to assess it. I don't charge anything for any of those cases. Wherever I'm at around the world, I basically get on the ground, immediately deal with the situation, the phenomena, and my main purpose for doing it is to deal with people who are traumatized, because the phenomena I deal with on the weekends, or day in, day out, I guess you could say, they're the most extreme, and they're also the rarest cases. They're the ones that might be similar to a movie like Paranormal Activity. But you'll never hear about them because the people involved are extremely traumatized. They're traumatized to a degree where they don't want to be on camera. They don't want nothing to do with that. They basically just want therapy. Or actually, in third world countries, they want nothing to do with therapy. But they just want something to help them deal with. Paranormal Activity, obviously they've done a really good job at really bringing in a great audience, and I found that it's a conversation movie. People talk about it because a lot of people have ghost stories, or they know people who have ghost stories, or have family that grew up with ghost stories. And the movie, because it hits home a lot, being in a home with somebody documented in a reality manner, I think it brings it full circle regarding making it a personal experience. Whereas some films, you're more watching people, and this one you are kind of eavesdropping on. And that's why I think it hits a chord with a lot of people when they talk about this film more than any other film, or in these movies, is the fact that if they're having a paranormal experience, they want to know immediately, is this real? Is it possible? Could be other explanations. And I always tell them, well, there could always be other explanations. Like I said, 70 to 80% has other explanations to these phenomena. But once they've ruled those out, and you're dealing with something that's tangible and real, the question is what you do to deal with it. Now, going into this room over here, two people basically had come through here, and one of them, as they passed through here, they turned back and they saw someone going up the stairs. They didn't think anything of it. It was somebody going up the stairs, no big deal. They went into this other room, the person walked back again, and again saw them going up the stairs again, almost like a deja vu feeling. They stopped to watch the person. As the person reached the top of those stairs, that's when the person disappeared. And that's when the person got really freaked out, because they realized, okay, they either just had a really psychotic episode, or that was a ghost. Walking up the stairs, it looked just like anyone else. The only thing now, looking back on it, is if you ever walk up these stairs, they creak. The person walking up the stairs, there was no creaking going on. So, looking back on it, again, who would have ever thought about that? This other device I'm holding is using, it's forward-looking infrared technology, and basically it uses infrared technology, not a visual one, but only looks at the infrared spectrum of temperature. So we're looking at heat in the room, temperature in the room. That light bulb over there, as you can see, it's showing the ambient temperature of the room, and there's the light bulb. And as I focus on the light bulb there, it's going to start telling me the temperature of the light bulb. If I wanted to, I could take it. Let's see here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Right there, you notice the black, very cold, that's being picked up by this? That's actually, probably shouldn't be there right now. Especially for the fact that it's so hot in here. That cold is now you see how it's kind of unstable? Right there. There it is. That's unusual, it's calibrating for it. Right here in the hallway, at the end of that hallway, and that would be something, obviously, the darker it is, the colder it is. That light bulb is very hot right now. Well, what this device does is it picks up those temperature variations, and what we want to do then is try to figure out if that is something. Right now, that would be something of interest, because that's a very cold something, as you can see the figure shape of it, right down straight ahead at the end of that hallway there. And magnetic fields are nominal, perfectly normal. The equipment we use, again, the equipment is only used to sort of monitor the environment. If something happens in it, it doesn't always displace it. There's no steadfast rules to anything. Sometimes people have cold spots and background radiation disappears. Sometimes there's cold spots, it doesn't happen. There haven't just been cold spots, there's been hot spots in situations. People have picked up electrostatic fields in places. To a degree where they actually see electrical arcing moving into the house, which has no explanation to it. And again, if these are connected to some kind of phenomena happening, if you've seen apparitions, hearing voices, you know, one would connect the two, but that's not always the case that the two have anything to do with each other. It's very much a huge puzzle, and we're using the technology to try to help us put it together. Video technology, the thermography, the night vision, it's all pieces of the puzzle, but none of it really answers any questions until we put it all together and do a lot of investigation of it. From an authenticity standpoint, all the films, like I said earlier, all the films, if you look at the events that happen, the paranormal events that happen in each film, I have encountered or have heard reports of each event like that happening someplace in the world. So the events are grounded in people having those experiences. Happening all at one time in one location, that's extremely rare. You know, for something like that to happen. And of course, that's movie making. You want to put the best, the most extreme together, and what makes it entertaining. It is grounded from a photographic standpoint. I guess you could say, you know, each of the movies want to do that mockumentary look to them, to make people draw people in and make it feel like you're eavesdropping. And that works really well for that kind of, for the phenomena or the story they're trying to tell throughout it.